Step 1 is to place the two matching 9x6 rectangles right sides together. Right side is your pretty side, so here's your pretty side. This is your wrong side. It's kind of dull and you can't see the pattern. So you want to lay the wrong side down on your surface. Then on this next piece, take the pretty side, match pretty side to pretty side. Step 2 is to place your yellow 9x6 rectangle on the wrong side, so the ugly side of your rectangles. Mine's brown, yours is yellow. You're going to place this onto the wrong side. This lining is just going to make it more difficult for particles to get through your mask. Step 3 is to sew along one of the long sides of the rectangle. So using either a back stitch or a running stitch, I suggest a back stitch. Stitch along this long edge here. And try to measure about like 1/4 of an inch and keep it as close to that edge as you can. Go all the way across. Step 4 is to sew along the other long edge, but this time instead of doing one continuous stitch, you are going to sew for about 3 inches. Stop, tie it off, skip 3, start again, and sew to the end. Once you are done sewing, your rectangle should look like this, with one single stitch along the bottom, a stitch, break, and a stitch. Once you are there, set your rectangle to the side, and you're going to need your 1.5 inch by 18 inch strips. You are going to do this to all 4 strips, but I'll just show you on one. You want to flip it so you're looking at the wrong side, the ugly side. First, you're going to take the edges and fold them to the middle and to the middle, so it kind of makes a door. Once those have been folded to the middle, you want to take the outside, fold it in half, so you're going to get a little strap. I'm only doing it in the middle right now, but you want it to fold along the whole strip of fabric. It helps to iron it so that it presses it down and it gets a crease and will hold it. You want to do this to all 4 strips. Once you have folded all of your straps, you are going to need to sew the open end close. The open end is the end that can pop open like this. That's where your folding happened. Not this part with the crease, but the part that is open. You are going to want to sew all the way along. You can use whichever stitch you choose. Once you have sewn your straps, you will have a single stitch going all the way across on all 4 of your straps. Next part is you will need to take your rectangle that you had, and you are going to put your straps inside the rectangle. When you open up your rectangle, you want to open it so that you see the pretty sides of the outside of your mask. Don't pull it open so you can see the lining. Pull open so you can see the pretty part. Once you pull that open, you're going to take your strap. You're actually going to put your strap inside of your rectangle so that it sits inside, but you still have the edge here. You want to line the edge of the strap up with the inside of the seam over here. So you're going to kind of put it right in the seam like that. If you have pins laying around at home, you can pin it here and do another strap on the other side. Or now that you are holding this strap here, you can start stitching along this short edge here. When you go along the short edge, you want to keep it at 1/4 of an inch again, making sure that you are sewing over this strap because that's how it stays. Sew at 1/4 of an inch all the way. Stop about here. Maybe a little bit sooner. Stop about there so that you can take the second strap. You can still get the second strap inside here, and you can still line this strap up with this corner. Then you will continue sewing over top to the end. So then you will have 2 straps inside. You'll have a seam across there. Okay, step number 10, you are going to repeat what you just did, but on the other side. So we have our straps, they're inside the rectangles, and we sewed a seam along here. Now we're going to do the same thing but on this side. It gets a little bit trickier on this side because you have to make sure that your straps are inside the rectangle. So when you open it up, these straps that are already sewed in, you want to shove them in. Okay? Then you're going to do the exact same thing that you did with your straps. Make sure it goes inside the rectangle. Place it at the edge of the seam, and you're going to sew along there again, adding the last strap once you get to that side. We are ready to start step 11. This is where we are going to inside out the mask. We just sewed our short edges, and our tails, our straps, are currently inside. To inside out our mask, what you do is you're going to use the hole that you left at the beginning. So you're going to open that up. You're actually going to reach in all the way to the bottom. You're going to grab the fabric and pull it through. So you want to completely inside out your mask. Your straps are going to come out, and you are going to see the pretty side of your fabric. You won't see your lining fabric anymore, so the yellow fabric is going to go inside the mask. I'm going to pull it all out. Make sure you pull the straps so that your corners come out all the way. All the way like that. So you're going to have a nice rectangle with the straps attached at the corners. You're going to see the pretty side of the fabric on both sides. You will still have a hole here because that's where it came out. But if you look in the hole, you'll be able to see the lining fabric and the ugly side. On the outside, it'll be nice and pretty with your straps. On step 12, you are going to measure along the short edge of your mask, and you're going to mark inches. So I'm using a ruler here. You can see that this would be inch 1, inch 2, inch 3, inch 4, and inch 5 is at the bottom here. You want to label them inch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because the directions will make a lot more sense. Step 13 is we're going to start making pleats. Pleats help the mask kind of open and close more, so it'll shape more to your face. To do step 13, you are going to start by bringing inch 1 down to inch 2. You're going to do this on both sides. So I'm going to grab inch 1. This is where inch 1 is. I'm going to have that line up with where inch 2 is. See how it kind of made it smaller there? Over here, same thing. Grab inch 1, place it on inch 2. It'll make a little pleat that goes all the way across. It should be a straight line. Once you have that, you need to go iron it so that it holds the pleat. Step 14 is we're going to do the same thing for the second pleat. I just ironed this first pleat. When I'm lining it back up with my ruler, if you're using a ruler, if you have it marked, cool. But if you're using a ruler, make sure you line up the bottom with inch 5 because that'll make sure that your inches 3 and 4 stayed the same. So the next step is you are going to do the same thing at the top, but you are going to take inch 3 and bring it down to meet inch 4. You're going to do this on both sides, so you have an even line going across here as well. Once you have that lined up, you are going to need to press it again so that the pleat holds. Alright, this is step 15, the last step. What you're going to do is now you just need to sew around the edges of the whole mask. You can choose whichever stitch you want. If you use a blanket stitch or an overstitch, it's going to have more decorations around the edges. If you do a back stitch or a running stitch, it'll be kind of like this stitch that I have over here, just around the edge. When you sew around the edge, go about 1/4 of an inch around like you did for everything else. On the pleats, make sure that you are actually keeping the pleats. Keep them sturdy. Don't let them pop open. Keep them closed. Go all the way around. When you get to the part with the 3-inch hole, you need to sew that shut. So what you'll want to do is you'll kind of want to take that edge part that's right here and kind of fold it in and fold it under so that it looks pretty. You could press it and that'll help. And then when you sew right over it, then you won't have a hole anymore. It'll look like that. So sew all the way around your mask, and you're done. Okay, here you have your finished mask. This is how you put it on. You want to grab here and go, boop, just like that. Pop it open. It goes over your nose. Do I have to yell now? Can you hear me? You gotta go over your nose. Take the straps. Go over your ears and tie it. Better than I'm doing. Okay, then the next one, don't get your hand in it, it hurts. Boom.